Season 2 of Euphoria focused on Sydney Sweeney's insanely good portrayal of a crazy and obsessive teenager. While Cassie's character quickly became one of the most hated teenagers from Euphoria, there was something that no one disagreed with. Sydney Sweeney is a star, and so it's come as no surprise to us that she's been chosen to co-star opposite Dakota Johnson in Sony Pictures' Madam Web. Let's jump right into what we know so far. First things first, what can we look forward to in Madam Web? We're in to see Sony's universe of Marvel characters excitingly expand in its first women-led spin-off with an all-star cast including Dakota Johnson, Sydney Sweeney, and Emma Roberts, to name a few. Madam Web, directed by S.J. Clarkson, began filming this July and was set to be released on July 7th of 2023, but got pushed forward to October 6th, 2023 instead. According to sources familiar with production, the filming will last around 3 months. Now for context, Madam Web is about an elderly woman who's been suffering from blindness and a chronic autoimmune disorder. Cassandra Webb has experienced serious neurological deterioration throughout her life, and you might wonder how she plays into a world of superheroes, being handicapped and all. Her specialty is clairvoyance, and specifically related to our web-slinging heroes, which helps her in seeing within the spider world. She's even mentored Spider-Man himself and created a group of superheroes who call themselves Spider-Woman. The 50 Shades star Dakota Johnson is set to star as Cassandra alongside a star-studded cast, and while we have found out a few roles, many others are still being kept under wraps. Tony-nominated Isabel Merced will be appearing as Anya Corazon, aka Spider-Girl, with Celeste O'Connor being rumored to play Maddie Franklin, one of the Spider-Women from the comics. Now, where does Sydney Sweeney fit into all of this? You guessed it right. The HBO star is set to become one of the Spider-Women, specifically the second one named Julia Carpenter. While Sony has kept the details of the plot tightly under wraps, if the film's set to take after the comics, there's a few facts that we can gather about Sweeney's character. Carpenter gains powers similar to Spider-Man after unknowingly becoming a test subject in a sketchy experiment with spider and plant DNA. She made her debut in the Secret Wars series released in 1984 and joined forces with Spidey and other heroes in a crossover event. Kraven the Hunter is looking to erase all web-slinging characters, and during all this, Cassandra Webb, aka Madam Web, is mortally wounded. In order to save everyone from an awful future that she foresaw, she transfers her powers and blindness to Julia Carpenter. Given that Sydney will be Carpenter's Spider-Woman and Dakota's taking on Madam Web, we can expect one hell of a show from their being alongside each other. Not to mention the other brilliant actresses we'll be seeing on screen with the two of them. And what about Sydney's thoughts and feelings on earning a role as Marvel's superhero? Just like many of us normies, the White Lotus star also grew up watching Marvel movies, dreaming of being one of the superheroes. But unlike many of us, this dream is actually becoming a reality for her, and we could not be more excited. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Sweeney gushed about being able to be a part of something bigger than life itself, calling it a dream come true, and we couldn't agree more. And she's been digging her nose in the Marvel comics to prepare for her role to the best of her ability. She's also revealed that this character will be unlike any other she has portrayed on screen yet, which is something she enjoys doing. The Emmy nominee talked about how she enjoys taking on challenging roles that are different from her previous choices. She wants to constantly surprise audiences by choosing characters that might seem unlikely for her, and that's what made her one of the breakout stars this year. All we know is that we can't wait to see her take on the big screen in her first role as a Marvel superhero, showing us a new side of her endless talents as an actress. Finally, let's look at what the fans are saying while we wait for more news from Sony. As is the case with all Marvel and Sony films, the details are always a secret only they can reveal, and well, Tom Holland. But for Madam Web, Sony seems to be keeping the lid on this one extra tight, and this has led to multiple speculations from the fans who are just about dying to know more about this exciting new project. One fan theory shared by a Redditor has caught on amongst the community, and it places 3 different Spider-Women in the past where Peter Parker hasn't been born yet. Now, the identity of the villain's where this gets interesting. Although her character shows up sparingly in the comics, this theory puts Madam Web's granddaughter, Charlotte Witter, in the middle of the action. Witter is the 4th Spider-Woman, and in the comics, she's captured by Doc Ock and turned into a villain. She ends up stealing the other Spider-Women's powers in the comics, although they get them back later on, and this is what our fan theorist expects will happen in the movie if she is the villain. Whether or not it happens, we have to agree that it sure sounds like of a plot. And now, for other news. Before we sign off, we've got some exciting news from Marvel and some speculations about the new Fantastic Four series and the public's fresh opinion of the first episode of She-Hulk. But before we get on with that, let's review Morbius's tragic run in cinemas. Released in major cinemas back in April, Morbius didn't do well as the reviews could have told anyone, along with the meager amount of $170 million made worldwide. The Marvel-Sony joint project follows the story of Dr. Michael Morbius, a human biologist who becomes a vampire while trying to cure himself of a deadly disease. From what we could see from its reviews, people were enjoying making memes and trolling Jared Leto's method acting much more than the actual movie. Luckily for Marvel and Sony, the public's amusement with how bad the movie was what led to it being talked about. Now, Sony had the not-so-bright idea idea to take advantage of this hate streaming and brought back Leto's living vampire to the big screen in June. However, the second release didn't make the movie any better, and it bombed yet again. It pulled in a few extra tens of thousands, bringing up the domestic earnings a notch, but all in all, the second release didn't do much of anything for this doomed movie. Next, Marvel announces new Fantastic Four run ahead of MCU movie. Fans are beyond excited to see the long-awaited Fantastic Four join the MCU under Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige's direction. The reboot's just recently been set for a release date in November 2024, kickstarting Phase 6 on the big screen as the Multiverse saga gears into its climax. With Dan Slott's run with the first family just having recently been concluded on the comic pages, an all-new comic run is on the horizon for the Fantastic Four characters. Writer Ryan North and artist Iban Coelho will be bringing this new edition to readers in November 2022. Now, there are speculations that this comic run is a tease for the reboot set to release in 2024. This latest run comes at a great time for fans trying to get into the MCU, as the multiverse is reaching its peak with the Four at its head. And so, readers can't help but wonder if the reboot's going to take on the direction of this new series, as the 2023 production timeframe's right around the corner. She-Hulk Attorney at Law: Why Disney Plus's latest Marvel deserves to be a smash hit. She-Hulk has been talked about as a legal comedy, another genre that the franchise will take under their belt. The show has been teasing us with lots of cameos and guest appearances, something that Marvel fans have come to know and love. Jennifer Walters has her life turned around when she gets exposed to her cousin's gamma-infused blood, turning her into the She-Hulk. The cousin is of course Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner. Tatiana Maslany is relatable and quick-witted as the attorney with a superhero alter ego. Between dealing with things like online dating and having to represent someone that tried to kill Bruce Banner, Maslany is going to be a treat for all viewers. As for the supporting cast, Jamila Jamil's Titania and Ginger Gonzaga's Nikki are two of the many actors/actresses that She-Hulk encounters on the show. All that being said, for now, She-Hulk is gonna smash it on Disney+. With a fun plot, diverse and interesting cast, and lots of themes connecting it back to the MCU, She-Hulk is ready to roll. And that's a wrap for this video. Are you excited to see Sydney Sweeney show us more of her acting prowess as a Marvel superhero, or do you think she's more well-suited to playing an angsty teenager? Don't forget to let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.